Okay, so next up, I'm going to show you how to make a frappe. Now, this is one of the things that seems to confuse a lot of cafe owners. They're not quite sure what a frappe is, and it is essentially an iced blended cup of coffee. So if you can imagine a latte with a scoop of ice and a little bit of extra syrup. Very, very sensible. You don't need a frappe mix. You don't need any powders or anything like that. The best way to make a great tasting frappe is real espresso, syrup, ice, and milk, and then you blend it. Now, a frappe gives you an opportunity to turn a latte into a $5.95 drink, so it's worth paying attention to these very simple fundamentals. I'll also explain a little bit about blenders later on, but you've got to have a good blender to be able to make a frappe. Just running through the process though, it's very simple, because no matter how you try and slice it, an iced coffee without real coffee is not an iced coffee. So we start with good coffee. And you want the usual 30 mils, so a shot of espresso. And you want to whack that into your trusty blender. If you've ever tried an iced coffee which is just coffee and milk, you'll realise it's completely undrinkable. It needs a sweetener to carry the flavour. And that's why syrups are so good, because instead of just adding a sugar syrup or some sugar, you can add some flavour as well. You can turn an iced coffee into a caramel latte, which is a great thing to do. So we're going to make a caramel iced coffee. Machine agrees. Let's do it. Now, where you'd normally put 15 mils in a latte, what we have to do is put in 45 mils. So that's 6 shots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 45 mils into the blender. You then have to add ice and milk. How much milk, I hear you say? Around about 150 mils. So, we put the milk in, technically an iced coffee right there, but we want to give it that ice blended feel, the little delicious freezy bits, and that we need around about the same amount of ice as you put in milk. Just a little under there, so we'll top that up. So you're kind of looking for half and half ice and liquid in there. Make sure you put the lid on the blender. Don't ask, I have done it wrong. And then we come in and throw the switch. Really important to get that ice blended smoothly through the whole drink. And then we get to unpack it. Now, that is a caramel latte frappe, and they are so good. Oh, freezy-licious. Another drink that's really handy to have in the cafe arsenal is a steamer. Now, not a steamer. I'm talking about syrup and hot milk. Who might have it? Someone that doesn't want coffee. Someone that can't have coffee but really wants to be part of the cafe lifestyle and doesn't really feel like a chai latte. Great for kids. Instead of a baby chino, which is just some milk with a little bit of chocolate on it, if you throw some syrup in there, the kids are going to love it. And because they're natural flavours and no artificial nasties, they can drink it and they won't go nuts. That's important if you're sitting down with some friends having a cup of, and your kids, you want them to stay calm and relaxed. So a steamer is very simply, and really popular with the kids, caramel. 2 shots of syrup, some milk, and that's it. Really simple. If you're making these for kids, don't make it too hot. So if you serve that up instead of a baby chino, and the kids like a little dusting of chocolate on there or cinnamon, and that means that really you're selling a cup of hot milk with a little bit of flavouring in it for the same price as a chai latte. $3.50. Simple, but also delicious. Oh, caramelicious, in fact.